Social media marketing used to be an exercise in manual labor, scheduling static posts and waiting for an audience to stumble across them. Today, social commerce is a continuous engine that matches products to buyers in real time. By the end of this breakdown, you will know how to build a live, AI-optimized campaign designed to capture a scroller's attention and turn it into an instant checkout without them ever leaving the app. Before you can launch,
Hey everyone, welcome back. Subscribe to AI Skills Learn for more awesome content. And don't forget to like and share this video.
need the basic infrastructure in place. Step 1 is securing an active business account on your target platform and seamlessly synchronizing your e-commerce catalog so your inventory data flows directly into the social feed. This synchronization protects you from the viral stress test. When an algorithm decides to push your video to 2 million people overnight, a manual fulfillment process will buckle under the weight of thousands of sudden orders. Surviving the speed of modern social commerce requires pairing rapid, automated creative output on the front end with a bulletproof logistics system on the back end. Once your back end is secure, you have to choose where to deploy your product. You do not make this choice based on user headcount. You make it by matching your product to the specific behaviors of a platform's algorithm. TikTok's algorithm ignores followers, pushing content to new users based purely on engagement speed. When a video hits the jackpot, it scales violently and immediately. Because of this rapid distribution, TikTok functions as a digital casino of instant gratification. It thrives on explosive reach and is the ideal environment for lower-priced impulse purchases driven by the fear of missing out. This diagram illustrates the divide. On the left, TikTok's rapid loop. On the right, Instagram's curated trust-building funnel, prioritizing premium realism to establish consumer confidence. Zooming in, this structure moves users from a reel down into a story and finally to checkout, converting high-ticket items. If your product relies on an immediate visual hook and a low price point, it belongs in the high-speed feed. If it requires an established narrative and customer trust to justify the cost, it goes through the visual funnel. Not everything can be sold in a fast-scrolling feed. Algorithms aggressively favor physical products that can be visually demonstrated in seconds rather than complex services requiring heavy reading. This diagram outlines the 3 mandatory traits of a high-potential item. First, it is highly visual. Second, it solves a clear, demonstrable problem. Third, it sits in the impulse price point range of $10 to $75. Trying to push a product that lacks these exact parameters creates heavy friction. The user will simply scroll past, and the algorithm will immediately bury the post. The first 3 seconds of your video completely dictate its algorithmic distribution. To keep a user from scrolling, your opening line must create an immediate pattern disruption that breaks their habitual viewing rhythm. Instead of manually writing 1 or 2 captions and hoping for the best, you can feed your product details into a generative AI tool to rapidly produce dozens of distinct angles and textual hooks. Structure prompts using the IDA framework. IDA stands for attention, interest, desire, and action, a psychological sequence forcing AI to grab the viewer's eye, provide immediate, relevant context, demonstrate the product's value, and demand a specific click. A highly effective pattern-disrupting angle starts with a counterintuitive statement. For example, explicitly telling the viewer a popular tool they use every day is actively wasting their time, which instantly challenges their assumptions and forces them to keep watching. This approach shifts the marketer's role from manual drafting to system oversight. Instead of betting on a single caption, the focus moves to managing high-volume output to identify the specific framing that stops a user's scroll. Once an AI-generated hook secures algorithmic traction and pulls viewers in, the next operational step is to launch a live shopping event to capture that momentum. Live commerce allows you to perform real-time product demonstrations and directly answer audience questions in the chat. This active dialogue eliminates the final layers of buyer hesitation right at the point of discovery. But immediate success triggers the viral stress test. If your broadcast hits the right nerve, packing stations will face thousands of unexpected orders piling up. To survive this volume, you must fully integrate your e-commerce backend with your social storefront so that inventory levels update in real time across all platforms as each purchase clears. If a live stream drives sales for an item you do not actually have in stock, platforms will apply severe algorithmic penalties. Automated fulfillment prevents those oversells and protects your standing. You now have the complete architecture, a product aligned precisely to its platform's algorithm, fueled by AI-engineered hooks, and supported by real-time live sales and automated logistics. This dashboard illustrates the reality of your launch. Pushing the campaign live is only the beginning of a continuous data-driven feedback loop, where you constantly monitor the 3-second retention rate across all your video variations. You use this incoming data to ruthlessly cut the low-performing hooks. Every dollar of your advertising budget is then funneled exclusively into the assets the algorithm has already validated. Modern social commerce does not rely on luck. It is a strictly managed cycle of AI generation, algorithmic testing, and automated scaling that turns fleeting attention into measurable revenue.